My name is Angel Greenfield, and I did cultural minorities. What are cultural minorities? Minority groups are oppressed ethnic and racial groups who often lack power. According to anthropologists Charles Wagley and Marvin Harris, describe five defining elements. The group is a subordinate segment within a political unit that receives unequal treatment compared to other groups. It has easily identifiable and devalued physical and or cultural traits. It has a sense of peoplehood and a feeling of self-consciousness. Membership is by descent. One is born into the group. Marriage occurs within a group by necessity or by choice. Topic of interest. Discrimination against minorities have been around for ages. By the early 1900s, it was believed that American immigrants should be better off if they let their culture behind, assimilated, adapted, and become part of the melting pot. The civil rights movement of the 1960s brought attention to growing racial and economic inequalities, to recognize and value diverse populations and cultural differences. The populations are affected. Culture is much more than the color of one's skin and can include nationality, geographic area, gender, socioeconomic class, education level, religion, age, physical ability, and sexual orientation. Clients' problems. Clients may face cultural hindrance when finding employment and are trying to advance their positions. Minorities have been historically victims of negative stereotypes and other barriers that had kept them on the outside of executive level leadership positions in corporate America. The barrier is known as the glass ceiling. The glass ceiling is an unspoken phenomenon that's existed to keep executive levels in the hand of Caucasian law. As with every issue, there are ideas and opinions on both sides of the glass ceiling debate. The one side of the argument is saying because of women's personal choice and her lack of effective skills in education. So it's saying that the glass ceiling does not exist because women choose to stay home and they are not as educated as men. And minorities has also faced long barriers to success in many aspects of society in corporate America. Is no different. There are many individuals that believe minorities might work twice as hard to get the same level as those in the same majority group. High intellectual ability and advanced education levels are not guaranteed to those minority groups. Instead, minorities experience barriers such as stereotyping and biases, subtle racism, unwritten rules, societal barriers, governmental barriers, and internal organizational barriers. Statistics in the workplace. According to Fraser, 43% of the Fortune 200 workers were Caucasian men, yet 95% of senior level management were held by Caucasian men. Ethical issues, stereotyping and biases and subtle racism stand in the way of a complete removal of the glass ceiling. The goal of workplace diversity is equality, must be combined, commitment among corporate America, governmental agencies, educational institutions, and society as a whole. Challenges. A case manager might find it difficult to provide services if there are language barriers, preconceived notions about that minority group, and it doesn't agree with the lifestyle. A case manager needs to be aware of one's own personal biases and stereotypes so that it will not impact the client interaction. Overall, the case manager needs to be culturally competent and actively researching different cultural minorities. Advocacy. Equal access to services. Advocacy means that everyone in need of assistance has the same opportunity to approach, apply, and use case management services. The best advocacy a social worker can give to a client is to be culturally competent. A social worker cannot advocate if they don't understand what they're advocating for. Social workers need to be constant researchers about different cultures and minorities. Basically, this is a chart showing how many white, black, Hispanic, and Asian in America, and this is under 20, and this is 20 years or older. And you can see that white is the majority, next Hispanic, then Black, and then Asian. The size of the minority population is projected to grow 235.7 million, or 54% total by 2050. By 2050, non-Hispanic whites will make up 50% of the population, with Latinos accounting for 24%, African Americans 15%, and Asian Americans 8%. Soon the minority will become the majority. Call to action. I encourage anybody, especially those who are going into a helping profession or a different career, from healthcare to politics, to engage and learn about people that are different. I guarantee that you will encounter somebody that are different from their language, their religion, their geographic region, culture, and even skin color. Everyone has biases, but it is important to become educated and research, ask questions, and even submerge yourself into that lifestyle. Be open and don't judge. Thank you.